Yo, what up, Facebook Live? How you doing? That's really good. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I'm redoing the video that I made last night because I came off as really mean in the video. So I'm like, let's dial it back just a little bit. What up, peeps? How you crazy cobras doing this afternoon? Yeah. Yes, Alex Ford, I did get your package, brother. I greatly appreciate it. I read the notes on a new video that I'm uploading to YouTube. Because, as you all know, if you saw Fat Fuck Dragon Lord Fucktard Frodo, he's like trying to slander my business. And I used Alex Ford's care package / the note he sent me as an example to prove to you that my wands do exist and they do work. You know, there's just certain things like if you don't practice magic, if you don't do the spell right, if you are not adept to it, I guess, thank you for that. Yeah. That's my thought exactly. I did roast him a little bit on the video that I'm uploading to YouTube, but not as bad as I did last night. That was what I did last night was way too far. That's the problem I have, Facebook, when people are mean to me, hell yeah. That's the problem I have is when people are mean to me, sometimes I have a habit of being 10 times meaner right back. And two wrongs don't make a right. Sometimes that just makes the situation worse. Yeah. My buddy Alex Ford has his own record company called Deathbed Tapes. He sent me a kick-ass shirt, and I'll be reviewing his music with the shirt on for a video in the next couple of videos or so. Yeah. My idea of fun, YouTube, Facebook, is exploring a haunted, abandoned asylum. Staying the night in a haunted asylum that's been abandoned with an Ouija board, a camera, a voice recorder, a spirit box, and one of my wands. Conjuring up rituals, summoning demons, and fucking with the ghosts and shit. That's my idea of fun. I mean, hell, I brought a Ouija board into the local cemetery and stayed there until like the sun went down, and then once the sun went down, we left. And yeah, it's an exhilarating. If you practice the craft, you know what I'm saying, and you practice magic in general, bringing a spirit board to a cemetery that's rumored to be a little bit haunted, it's an exhilarating sort of feeling. And Highland Cemetery here in Casper is in fact haunted, supposedly by a banshee and what have you. There's been a couple times I've walked by that graveyard at night and I heard a shrill sort of shriek. Yeah. Now they tell you you're not supposed to bring Ouija boards into a graveyard, let alone play with Ouija boards. And I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? I had my dark green and black hooded cloak. I had my scepter and I had my Ouija board. And then I had my duffel bag so I could carry my cloak and Ouija board in the bag safely, which ended up coming in handy because when the sun went down, the cemetery gates closed automatically. And I'm like, shit, how the fuck are we going to get out of here? So me and a friend of mine were wandering the graveyard, and then we found a hole in the fence, and we're like, well, ended up having to crawl through a hole in the fence just to get out. But yeah. And Highland Cemetery is beautiful. If you ever get the chance to visit Casper and you're into that kind of thing. Yep. I set the scepter that you see right there, the crystal one that I have, in front of the Ouija board, and then started messing with the spirit board, trying to contact the Banshee. And the pinchette didn't move, but you could just feel this circle of energy swirling around me. And the air around the cemetery got so dead quiet and so still, you could just feel it. I don't know how else to explain it. Now, the reason why you shouldn't bring a spirit board, the reason why you shouldn't bring in a Ouija board into a graveyard is because one of the spirits that haunts the graveyard might try to follow you home. Yeah. But I'm like, it's summertime. I'm looking for a cheap thrill, something to, yeah. And going to the graveyard and just checking out the peaceful scenery, that's free. Just go with respect, you know what I'm saying? I can't stand it when people vandalize graveyards and shit. That shit pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go there to do a ritual with candles and a spirit board, go there with respect. Yeah. Took some pipe tobacco out of my bag and I threw it on the ground, offering it to whoever in that graveyard smoked as a peace offering. Yeah. Highland Cemetery is very pretty, Facebook. Casper Local Cemetery, yeah. The groundkeepers do an excellent job keeping it picked up. I can remember one Halloween night, I had my costume on. I walked down to the liquor store, bought a bottle, and then I went into the graveyard and walked around the graveyard on Halloween night, the very same cemetery, smoking a cigarette, taking a sip, I would ash in my hands and then smear the ash on my pants. And if I saw a trash can, I'd put the cigarette butt in the trash can because, yeah. And I sat down on I sat down on a bench in my Halloween costume that one time. This was a couple Halloweens ago, mind you. But I sat down on the cemetery bench and I had a bottle and I'm like, here's to the spirits, cheers. And I toasted the beautiful graveyard on a beautiful Halloween night. Cracked open that bottle of alcohol, just took a squig. Took a squizzle, yeah. Of course, I didn't want to get caught drinking in public in a graveyard on Halloween, so I took like one sip and then put the bottle back in my pocket. left the graveyard, came back to my apartment. Yeah. You ever been to a graveyard on Halloween night? It's way fun. Go there with respect. Go there, to see if you can catch a spirit, There's a fun little Halloween challenge for you. Next time Halloween rolls around, take your spirit, get a Ouija board, go into a graveyard on Halloween night and see if you can't catch a couple spirits. Although I wouldn't recommend doing that because that's really fucking dangerous. Yeah. Hannah says, people don't realize that you have to know magic beforehand. The only magic about is how fat he is. The only magic about DLF is how fat he is. That's fucking great. What's up, Steven? How you doing, man? Nope, I'm not getting a head tattoo just because I want my hair to grow back. Doing pretty good, Angelo. Doing pretty good. Angelo says, I saw a ghost today. Hell yeah. How can you tell if a spirit is good or evil? That's a good question. You'd have to be sensitive to the paranormal, for one. Well, yeah, a couple of my female friends have said it looks good and it'll grow back, so. Based off how the ghost acts, like, even if you're not sensitive to the spirits, ghosts have a way of making people feel a certain way because they hang around, So, you ever notice when you're in a haunted area, like say, for example, a child or someone committed suicide or a child died, and you're in that haunted area where it happened, you know what I'm saying? And like just, depression. You ever walk into a haunted area and you just feel depressed, and then you come to find out the person that died in that area, took their life. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck suicide, but I'm just saying, And usually you can tell if a ghost is evil or mean or nice. If the ghost doesn't like you, they'll let you know. If you Google ghosts shouting, get out, yeah, what I'm saying? I've seen several videos of that shite. Ghost hunters just going around doing their thing, and the ghost shouts, get out! And then everyone just like pisses their pants, like, oh my God, Hey, Shane. But yeah, and plus the video I made before was a little too long. Destroying an internet troll or destroying an internet bully, the one I remade is only 11 minutes long and it contains less cussing. In fact, I'll give you a sneak peek. Facebook. And when Alex Ford sent me that package, it came with a bunch of cool stuff. I didn't show it all off on YouTube because I got it put away and kept up safe, but this is one of the things he sent me. Check out this shot glass. This is a big old fat shot glass right here. And it's in the shape of a skull, basically. That's most definitely badass. So I do appreciate it, bud. Thanks. And like I said, I'll be doing a review of his music. See, my fans, they send me cool stuff, you know. They do. They do. They send me cool shit. Like these dumbbells, for instance. Oh yeah, YouTube, look at these biceps. Pretty big for someone who chain smokes. There's one. Oh look, there's the other one. Yeah. Let's shoot for 4 more. Beast mode. 1, 2, 3. One more. Come on, push it. 4. Yeah. Fuck going to the gym. I have those. Don't cost me a fucking penny. Just sit here in my chair and yeah. I don't lift every day because it's good to give your muscles time to recover. Why do you think I'm getting these gains, yo? Because you got to give your muscles time to recover. You work out every 3 to 4 days. That's the perfect ratio. Because if you don't give your muscles time to recover, then they're going to tear and then you won't make any gains. Just saying. But yeah. The answer to that, Ben Dobbins, is yes. Ben Dobbins says, can you have sex with ghosts? Yeah. Your succubus is a female demon, and your incubus is a male demon, and they can be summoned. You know, ghosts have been known to do that from time to time. Like in this one ghost story I seen, this chick was laying in bed and it felt like her pet dog was licking her crotch. And so she commented, oh, so-and-so, that's gross, behave. But then her closet door just slammed shut and her dog just comes walking into the room after that. In her bedroom. I don't remember which ghost story it was, but yeah, there you go. Now, ghosts can also scratch you, burn you, throw you across the room, set fire to you, set fire to your house, make shit levitate. You know what I'm saying? Now, everyone dreams of having superpowers and that kind of thing, but when you're a ghost, you're essentially a human being or animal that has supernatural abilities. Best way to look at it. Well, like what happened was, right after she thought it was her dog doing it, her closet door in her bedroom opened up really slow, like slow enough to where she didn't notice it at first, but then when she looked over at the closet door, it slammed shut. Yeah. I mean, just a little friendly ghost fact for you. I mean, people ask the question, and I've done enough research into the paranormal. Yeah. But, yeah. Well, think about it. You know, there's been several ghost stories where a male ghost would pinch females' asses. You know what I'm saying? That's a very common way. That's a very common way for pervy men who are still around as ghosts to haunt people. You know, the ghostly reports of the male ghosts pinching females, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, or being groped or touched, whatever, you know. Which I reckon is a bit unsettling for some people. You're being groped and touched by something you can't see, you know. But, yeah. But that kind of thing doesn't happen very often because that kind of action takes a lot of energy. And ghosts feed off of energy, basically. And you know what I'm saying? So activity like that takes a lot of energy. You know, so cases where ghosts are doing those inappropriate things to humans, that kind of thing doesn't happen a whole lot just because that takes a lot of spiritual energy to manifest. Excuse me. Ghosts are not pigs, they're just ghosts. They exist. Yeah. The succubus and succubi, those, yeah, they're all of age. Yes, Leah Foot brought up a very good question. I'll answer this last question before I end the Facebook Live video. Do ghosts from olden days wear old-fashioned clothes and people who died in the 90s are stuck wearing shell suits? Yes, you are correct. They do. This is why whenever you've seen a haunted mansion of some sorts, like say you have some house that was built in like 1785 and it's still standing today, you know, and you see a transparent human wearing clothing from that appropriate era. So yes, ghosts will wear the clothing they died in or that were associated with their time on Earth. Yeah. Yeah. ghosts wear clothing that their body wore in this time that they died and whenever. So yeah, good question though. No, I haven't, Ben Dobbins. Yeah. Yeah. Now, there have been several ghost stories that people have told. They talk about, you know, there was this woman or this man dressed in da 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 such clothing, and then they just disappeared, kind of thing, you know. Respect your elders, respect the dead, and respect women. Thanks for watching, Facebook. I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.